The book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And ye that earn of wages to put it into a bag with holes. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Kohaloyim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Racha, Kodash, Barakatham. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders, a great millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is an edifying lesson. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad and in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, for whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. So, Brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And basically, came across this article, and it's a spirit. I was listening to the brother whose channel is Bakor Maf, and basically, he been going in lately about the famine, the impeding famine that is basically prophesied in the scriptures to take place, and just going into, the food shortages, supply chain failures, whatnot, et cetera, et cetera. And, I just noticed lately he's been speaking about the famines. And just watched the video of his. That was an excellent video earlier this morning. And I actually watched it a couple times, or listened to it rather. And Salaki. Say this busy. Anyway, what am I say? And through the Spirit, I've been doing videos lately about the inflation. And the major part about it is because the amazing part about it is because, like he said, a famine is not a complete lack of food. It's a difficulty in obtaining food. Like in the scriptures, using ancient Egypt as an example, it was food in the land of ancient Egypt. That was one of the reasons why it became so great. They had food while a lot of the surrounding nations didn't. So everyone had to come to buy from them, And, it's no new thing under the sun. The book of Ecclesiastes tells you that. And we're witnessing, modern day Egypt do the same thing. Basically creating a man-made, because, Esau Edom has a part to play in this thing while it will be food shortages, You got all these mysterious food processing plants being burnt up mysteriously. This is a number of things. But not to digress, I was just sitting back meditating on the fact that the brother Koramath, who is with Men of Valor, although, they are with us because, they teach the like-minded doctrine, and they give double honors to our elder apostles, a great millstone, the elder apostles that told us this truth, our teachers. He's been going in about the famine. I've been going in about the inflation. And those things can work hand in hand. Because when the food gets to the point where it's unaccessible, because it was an article, it said basically every American needs to be making like $30 plus an hour in order to be basically maintaining right now. And majority of people in America don't make that. You know what I mean? I know I don't make, you still got people that make under $10, $9 and $10, $12 an hour, where in actuality, that's below minimum wage, What Jeff Bezos did with the whole $15 an hour type thing, while people thought he just brought all these great jobs, $15 an hour is minimum wage nowadays. Well, like I said, the article stated you can either be making $30. So a lot of people are living below the poverty line. And this inflation basically is going to make everything more expensive. Because the only way to check the inflation is to increase the interest rates. So things are going to be more expensive. And like I was going into, being that these businesses won't be able to operate like that, a lot of misery is coming. And that's why you got in the book of Ezekiel, talk about evil is coming and only evil. In the book, Ezekiel chapter 7, I think it's around verse 5. Evil meaning bad times. So, I'm gonna bring out a little bit of this article because I came across this article going into the inflation. I'm not trying to make that too long. This video too long. I seen it. A couple of scriptures popped in my head, so Lord willingly is edified. He says, "What am I going to do? Soaring prices, fuel calls for U.S. government to step in." Inside of the Guardian, it says, outside of Dollar Tree in Detroit, Latasha Holmes lamented the rising cost of toilet paper, beverages, food, and other items she had just purchased. And Dollar Tree, they had to go up. Most of them items were $1. That's that was the true last or only dollar store that was in existence, because you got the Family Dollars and John Generals, which most of their products aren't $1, but Dollar Tree, their products were $1. No longer. And then eventually, like I said, because of this inflation, they'll have to operate. Now, it's a reason why they're able to sell you items at $1. But, that was like one of my favorite stores, because you can get a lot of little certain things from, if you was if you ate candy, like little stationary shit, like notebooks and things for my children. I used to buy little DVDs and coloring books and whatnot, little knickknacks. I wouldn't buy any real food from there, but beverages maybe. They had a lot of little snacks. They had snacks that you weren't too familiar with that were actually decent snacks to me. But like I said, you go in there with $20 and get 20 items. Can't beat that. Maybe a little bit tax on some of them, but for the most part, no more than $21. Now, being that they charge a quarter, $1.25 for each item, now instead of getting 20 items, you're getting 16. That's significant. So just imagine if they go up $1 to $1.50. That's going to be cutting those items in half. Pretty soon, it's going to be $2 Tree, if not more. Now, I think they can afford to do that because a lot of those, once a product hasn't been moved, they sell it at a discount. So I'm sure most of their products they can afford to sell them for $1 because it's probably a lot of discounted products. You'll notice certain beverages will be smashed in because it's probably like Salakia, this woman will not leave me alone. So I deleted the video twice just to try. That's the spirit though. Anyhow, back into the article, it says the price increases, she said, were forcing her to choose among necessity for her 4 kids. And who's gonna feel it the hardest is these parents, especially these mothers, these single mothers that have children, thinking that they can do it by themselves, this independent nigga woman, what I mean? That just was feeling high and mighty because she might have had $20,000 from income tax or $15,000 from income tax. Well, that $15,000 ain't the old $15,000 from a couple years ago because of the fact inflation. And when, like I said, the money has no value, it's gonna take, your spirit and your integrity. And if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is with you to actually do things in the society, we shall see the pride of these women. It says, what am I going to do? Prices are up everywhere, all over town. She said, I can't afford everything. But while home struggles, Dollar Tree thrives. If the retailer increases his prices by 25%, that's a spirit. Because I was just talking about Dollar Tree, and talking about they making a profit. The retailer increases prices by 25% as profits jumped 269% between 2019 and 2021. And its profit margins widened. Shareholders won too. The company also announced a stock buyback program worth $1 billion that will deliver cash from those price increases to its investors. So, and that's not the only company, because a lot of during this whole inflationary period, a lot of companies have literally made a profit. They was talking about like the Frito-Lays, these chip manufacturers, these cereal like Kellogg's, these cereal manufacturers. They've made profits, because you would think, because of the fact, people, it was a video that the brother, elder brother Amawan Gabar did about, he read a comment, I forgot what the title of the video is about, but it was somebody that was saying, basically, he said, with showing you how crazy it is, he said, people aren't consuming less, they're actually trying to consume more at a time when things are getting more expensive. He said, and I'll never forget how he worded it. He said, toughen up, Buttercup, because 2022 shall be an interesting year. And we're seeing the how interesting it's going to be. But we're going to see more so by the end of the year because the brother Bakar Moth brought out, he's been bringing out articles where a lot of these elite insiders are making statements saying, it's going to basically like where it's going to be a food shortage in the next 6 months. So they're telegraphing the punch. And I guess for whatever reason, I've heard different theories about why they do this. Make it seem like they're prophesying, and make it seem like we warned you, or just because at the end of the day they feel that people are so stupid that it don't matter if they tell you or not, which a lot of people do. It's this thing called hidden in plain sight that people use. At the end of the day, for whatever reason, they're making it known. Now, how many people are going to take heed? And not very many. So I'm going to skip to some scriptures because the point of the article was to show that literally prices is up on everything. And this is from somebody firsthand knowledge that does shopping every day. And the reason why prices is up because of the fact that the money system, we use a fiat currency. This American dollar is a fiat currency. This is based on credit. And that's why, in Egypt, the money fell up. And in the modern day Egypt, the money still fell again. That's what it's trying to switch to a digital money system. So this is book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision, meaning the prophecy, is yet for a appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, meaning this red Hebrew Edomite. His soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And those true believers that's believing at the times of the end that are part of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's church, they're going to trust and believe, and all they're going to be able to hold on to is their faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, meaning his philosophy. He is a proud man. Who is the proudest man on the planet? This red Hebrew Edomite, Esau Edom. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Verse 6, shall not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him, meaning destruction, that increaseth that which is not his. Because Esau Edom is a proud, greedy individual. He's a carnal individual. When you go back to Jacob and Esau, when you go back to Cain and Abel, he's a greedy individual. It says that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And when you go into that word clay, I forgot what the Hebrew word is. And I don't feel like getting the blue letter because I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. I'm on a route to the plantation. But basically, if that word clay breaks down to debt. And this monetary system, the American fiat currency, the U.S. petrodollar, is a debt note. So, this prophecy as far as the money felling, because at the end of the day, Esau Edom's plan is to bring in a new currency where they can track all the goods and all the purchases and whatnot. And the only way to bring that currency in is to collapse the old currency. When you understand, people think all this money printing was for your benefit when it wasn't. Whenever you got a surplus of anything inside, like for instance, in the economy, that's just like the supply chain. You have although you don't see how the economy, like these products being moved, it's not on a chain like belt like system, although it's a way that they move in order. Once they shut everything down from these jobs, these truckers and everything, that disrupted the supply chain. And although they try to say that, it's getting back and all that, that's not true, because you still got products that's still sitting on, boats off the West Coast right now to this day. That's why it was a shortage of like PlayStation 5s and, just miscellaneous, useless products that really don't profit at all for real, but people want it nonetheless. You had people that didn't have jobs who had the income and means to buy frivolous shit. You had niggas that never had no money but wanted to buy red bottom, and Pradas and shit like that. That shit that would not gain any value or would be useless in a day of trouble. You ain't gonna be able to eat no fucking pair of shoes. Well, the spiritual part about it is, though, what? When you go into the siege of Masada, what did they do? They ate their fucking shoes. They ate their children. They ate their shoes. They ate all the trees and the leaves off the trees. Then they ate each other. So again, Scripture prophesies these things, meaning that it foretells these things, and that's why the Bible is no book like the Bible, because the Bible is the only book that actually prophesies the things to come. A lot of people say that they subscribe to the Scriptures, but don't even realize that you're living in the time of the Scriptures right now. We're actually living the Bible, but all these people that call themselves believers in the Bible, it talks about the Israelites having a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. People, believe in a higher power, but don't even understand who the God of the Bible is. It tells you that the Most High God is all-powerful. Well, a God that loves everybody or only constantly loves is not an all-powerful God. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter, I'm going to start at verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ear of my people the words of prophecy. When you go into the word prophesy, it means to say before, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true, meaning they're going to come to pass. It tells you in the book of Romans chapter 3 that do it matter if some do not believe, because do it matter if some do not believe, do it make it, I have to find it because I'm butchering it, Salakia. I think it's late. This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, without effect? Basically, no matter if some believe or not, does it mean that it's not going to come to pass? Surely it shall come to pass. So, Locky, here the bus. I got to pause this.